Here are the things I liked about the camera when working with it and the things I did not like that much. The Insta360 ONE X2 is a small, compact, lightweight, yet powerful action cam which is capable of recording 360 monoscopic spherical video, as well as capturing all-around sound thanks to its 4 microphones. And everything else this camera can do is basically just software taking that input and doing something fancy with it. So even though the camera is super small and compact and lightweight, I was surprised how not small the battery was. In fact, when we were doing the tests for this camera, which by the way linked up there in the info card, I never managed to completely fully drain the battery. Another thing which is pretty cool but has less to do with the Insta360 ONE X2 itself and more with Insta360 is the software inside the app and the Insta360 Studio on your computer. And one of those software features I really want to point out is the bullet time mode. Yes, this is just as much as a gimmick as all the other modes. However, this one kinda wins my heart every single time, because when I watch the footage, I'm just blown away every single time. The way this works is you use this little device, which is the Insta360 bullet time cord, which is basically a wire, which you attach to your camera, then use physics to swing it around, and due to the fact that the camera is recording at a frame rate of 100 frames a second, you then can slow down the footage of the Insta360 ONE X2 about 3 times and have a super slow motion and yet smooth video of you of the camera going around and around and around. And I just love watching those videos. They're just something you don't see every day. And therefore the entire software package of the Insta360 environment, it's a plus on that camera, definitely. Speaking of the Insta360 environment, if the camera is paired with the Insta360 invisible selfie stick, hint the name, the selfie stick actually is completely invisible in the camera because of how the stitching works. And speaking of how the stitching works, one big plus, all the stitching is done inside the camera. So you just offload the files from the SD card and you have a stitched video. And one more feature of the Insta360 ONE X2, which I did not thought would ever end up on such a list, and turned out to be way more handy than I thought, is voice control. It is so much easier to set up the camera somewhere, then run away out of the frame and just say, start recording. And the camera starts recording. Another cool thing about the Insta360 ONE X2 is how easy it is to go live with this camera. So if you want to live stream an event in 360, it's possible. Just go inside the app, enter your credentials to YouTube or Facebook in the app, and you will be able to go live. And lastly, I want to talk about something which has more to do how Insta360 handles things and less in how the Insta360 ONE X2 does things. But it's still important if you are an owner of the Insta360 ONE X2. So the Insta360 ONE X2 records in a custom format. So it records in an Insta360 specific video format. And this would definitely usually be on the con side if they only would allow me to use their Insta360 Studio to edit those videos. But they don't. The cool thing is they actually ship you for free when you download the Insta360 Studio the plugins to use their files in Premiere Pro and other software. I can use it with my editing software and I don't need to use their own software, thanks to the plugins they provide. So big plus. All right, so we are done with the pros, and I guess it's time for the cons. But first, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, okay? Have you done that? Cool. There is one big thing that has nothing to do with the Insta360 ONE X2 as a device. The device is fine. I really like it. There are really some nice features built in which I really do like. However, the resolution the device has chosen to be the resolution in which they record, and there goes my light, is 5.7K. And 5.7K, that sounds like a lot, like, oh my god, this is more than 4K. This is true, but this is describing the complete spherical video and not just the small viewport you actually see when having a head-mounted display or watching it on a 360-degree video player. So my problem with the resolution is that as long as you are not inside, where no details are further than like 4 meters away from your camera, you will lose details because the resolution is just crushing the details. Because there's just not enough resolution in that small viewport you watch when watching it in a 360-degree video player. The resolution which you actually get, I'm sorry, I haven't done the calculation. I'm sorry, I'm lazy, but it feels like it's about 720p. And I'm sorry if I'm doing video tours, VR video tours where, well, you want to be able to experience places which you cannot experience otherwise. You want to have the details. You want to be able to immerse completely into that location and not only see a pixel mess in front of you. So that is my main issue with the camera, and it somewhat is a deal breaker for me. But that is, as I said, as long as you do like VR 360-degree videos and don't just want to have those fun little gimmicky videos which just pop and make your social media timeline go crazy. So I would really love to explain in more details what it is that I really want in terms of resolution and why 5.7K is not the resolution I need. But that would just be too much for this video because we're already at a reasonable time here. So I will upload an additional video in which I talk in depth about the resolution thing, and I might have to address some comments because I'm sure people below here will tell me how wrong I am about the resolution. The Insta360 ONE X2 is as good as it gets when it comes to 360-degree consumer cameras. It really is a good device. Only the 5.7K resolution is not enough for my personal use case. And if you don't want to do 360-degree panoramic landscape video and photography, this will most likely be fine for your use case. Thanks for watching. I'm Greeny, and if you're really interested in the 5.7K issue, make sure to subscribe. The video will be up soon, hopefully before the end of this year, and I will see you there. I'm Greeny, this is Greenbox. Thanks for watching. Bye!